Hi, welcome to Gary's Hobby Studio. In this video, I'm going to go over a new machine that we just spec'd out for the development and help desk side at my workplace. It is the Lenovo P15v Gen 3. So, I'm going to get started here. And here's the machine right here. Okay. I want to say it's a 15-inch screen. The keyboard's the same. As you can tell from the grease in my fingers, I've already been playing with it. It's a Core i7. It has 14 cores, which is why I spec'd it out. The only thing is the threads are 20, which you would think would be 28, so I don't know if it's like that whole P-core, E-core, whatever crap they were doing. But still, it seems to be a pretty solid machine from what I've done with it. On the back here, on the very back edge of it, there's a memory card that if you, or not a memory card, the SIM card, if you want to use it as like a traveling, like mobile device, like a tablet, but it has a cellular connection. So there's that port. And here on this edge, we have a memory card reader, your headphone jack, HDMI, 2 USB, your physical network connection, which I prefer that. And then on the other side here, it has a spot for a smart card, but that feature's not enabled. I don't believe so. And I'm not going to tear this apart to try to figure it out. You have a USB-C, which is also your lightning, or not lightning, Thunderbolt port. And here is your power port. And again, this has been that way since the P53s. I don't know why, and it drives me bonkers why Lenovo did this. But this machine does not have a drop-in dock. They haven't had it in a while, and I hate it. I think the external docks are the most worthless pieces of shit I have ever seen in my entire life. They don't work. The laptop I'm recording on is a P51, which has a drop-in dock, which I love that. Everything's solid. I'm not saying I haven't had to update firmware, because I did have to update firmware on it one time for an issue that it had. But this machine, I wish they would go back to the drop-in docks. I don't know why they strayed away from it. I guess they think they're saving desk space. If you got to put this big honking machine on your desk, just put the dock underneath it. I don't get it. So, but it's a relatively decent powered machine. I'll turn it on and get it set up. I mean, it's already set up with our corporate image on it, but I'm going to log in with it and everything. And then I'll show you some screens. Okay. And as you can see, here is the desktop of this P15v. And like I said, I have it set up. We have TeamViewer on it. It's more the host, so that it basically, so that way I can remote into it. But I can also install the actual correct version for me to use, which is the full one, so I can remote in. A slew of other icons and stuff like that. I did install DaVinci Resolve on it just so that I could test it, and I'll pull it up and run the test for you live. And don't care about that, because and I'll just leave it at that. At some point in time, I'll upgrade everything so I can do Ultra HD, but, it just depends on how things go, my money, and if anybody wants to support me, feel free. I do have a subscribe star. Continue that. And I hate this little thing down here, this stupid, well, you can't see it because I'm over it, but that stupid Microsoft thing that tells you the weather stock and everything else. But here is, now this is the free version of DaVinci Resolve. This is not the full version like what I use on my current laptop here, which I would love to compare the two if I had an extra key so that I could do that. Okay, so that was DaVinci Resolve, and I'm going to go ahead and open up the Blackmagic raw speed test, and we'll hit start. And what it shows is that if you use their format, it shows you what you can edit with just the CPU if you didn't have like a really high-end processor, and it shows you what you can do with the actual like NVIDIA. I don't have an AMD to compare it with, you know, like anything that has an AMD chip to see what that would say. It might still say CUDA on it, even though AMD calls theirs something else. I think, I mean, I'm not sure behind all the jibber jabber and all that BS, because sometimes I think they just put a lot of lip service to everything. And as you can see with this, and this is a I want to say it's the T600 mobile chipset in this, and it's actually really decent. I mean, and I have the latest drivers from NVIDIA installed on this machine because I wanted to make sure that everything was at least up to date. I know all firmware and all drivers using Lenovo's system update is working, or you know, they're all up to date. Windows is up to date. This is Windows 10, 20. 22, it's either 21H2 or 22H2. I can't remember which it is. But anyways, as you can see here, like with the CPU only, it still can do some 8K. I want to say that's what 4320, or it might even be higher for all I know. Because I know 2160 is 4K. And I want to say the 3456 and the 4320, I want to say that's somewhere in the 8K range. I get, because I don't worry about that, because I really don't have cameras that can go that high. I think I've only got, well, besides my cell phone and a Canon camera I have, which it only does 24 hertz, so it's not great for that. I got to get better cameras at some point, but I know that can do the Canon that I got can do 4K video, and I know my cell phone can do 4K. It's the 21 Ultra. But with the NVIDIA CPU here, the graphics chip, I mean, in their BRAW 12:1, I mean, it can do every resolution. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be the fastest thing, because always with laptops, they're geared towards decent performance and power management, although these Lenovo business, like workstation, because that's what this is, it's a workstation type, these are heavy duty. The battery, I mean, I've yet to see any laptop ever say, yeah, you can have 5 hours of battery life, and at 3.5, 4 hours, it's when it's almost like it's down to like where it's warning you that you should plug in. BRAW 8:1 is the same. BRAW 5:1 is the same. BRAW 3:1, which I don't know the differences between these, because I don't have cameras that are Blackmagic design that actually shoot in those formats for me to deal with. You know, it can do almost all except for 4320 at 60 hertz, which is still, that's not too bad. Shows you here the performance in numbers for all that, like this is probably 6K. Yeah, I want to say the 3000 6K, and that's 8K. But, you know, it shows you like the performance and numbers, and you can tell with the graphics chip in it, it's definitely rocking a lot better and everything. So, I mean, that's not too bad. I'm pretty sure if I ever would run a test edit, which I might do that, and tack it on at the end of this. This thing has it has 32 gigs of RAM in it. I can't remember what the P53, when I spec'd that one out, came with it. I know it came with a 512 gig storage drive, which mostly for work, it's not that bad. I think I still got a decent amount of space on it, and then again, I also cleaned out a lot of crap that I downloaded, like dumb PDF files for things I was researching for problems for people and stuff like that. This one actually comes with a terabyte of storage, I want to say. Well, no, I know it does come with that, because I spec'd it out just in case, because basically, if I go back to putting Oracle's VirtualBox on here, there are some VMs I do want to have running in the background, which I still have them. I copied them from my old one, or from my current one over to a thing and cleaned out the stuff. Long story on that. Won't get into it now, maybe later. But performance-wise, because of this is going to be a really good rocking laptop. It's for our help desk, because I have 3 screens total. And if I have to have a 4th screen, I'm not paid enough and I'm working too hard. I have 2 large screens, a laptop screen down in the center, and we need this kind of power because I have multiple applications open running at the same time. Between VirtualBox, I have Remote Desktop Manager open, I have TeamViewer open, and I have like a browser open that has my email and certain other things, our help desk application that we running in the background, and all kinds of other stuff. And basically the current P53's held up pretty decently. It's starting to show its age. This one here is definitely starting to show its age because it's like 8 or so years old, this P51. So at some point I do want to replace this one that I'm recording this stuff on. It'd be nice if I had the money. I'd just buy this thing because this is actually pretty good. I actually like it. But the quick gist of everything is that it's a really good performing laptop. Wish I had some other software to run on it to show, basically what it would do. I know probably somebody saying, well, if you do a video on it, which, yeah, if I do, which I just thought of it just now, if I do run DaVinci Resolve on it, it's going to use the CPU processor more than the regular, the graphics chip, because the free version, you don't get to use the graphics card or the graphics chip. It uses CPU only. The full version, like what I have on my P51 here, it utilizes the graphics chip. So that's why I've crunched half-hour videos when I do all the final editing and everything, and then get it ready so that I can upload it to YouTube for you guys to see. It doesn't take a long time for it. Now, granted, if I had an hour or two of video to throw together, I'm pretty sure that it would probably take a little longer than, say, 15 minutes. Because about average, it's anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes to process a 30-minute video with that. So it's definitely going to take its toll on this machine. Not really that bad, but but I can definitely demonstrate with it. I just gotta grab a video, throw it on here, and I'll come back to it. All right. So, as you can see here, I have DaVinci Resolve pulled up. Disconnect my camera, or my phone. This was a clip that I filmed when me and my wife were at Kings Island. She was driving me in the antique autos. So we're going to drop this into here. Now, I'm not going to do any editing or anything to it, just because of the simple fact is that there's really nothing to edit, although it is funny. I will play a little bit of it. And I think I have the audio muted. Yeah, I do.
You didn't realize that?
No.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, apparently it's not playing for some stupid reason, but that's okay. That's not the whole purpose of this. So, when we go to the Deliver tab here, to actually output it, give it a name. Browse to desktop, put it there. Okay. And we're going to change the format. I always do. I always make it MP4. And we're going to use the H.264. Oh, that's weird. You could do H.265. All right. Now, the encoder, they've changed some of the options in 18.1. I'm just going to leave it at auto. But usually when you hit it, it's got like native, something else, NVIDIA. I usually set it to NVIDIA. But it'll stay at auto. We're going to do 1080, 60 frames, because of the fact is my phone was set to 60. And we're going to add that to the render queue. And then we're going to render all. Now, you could do multiple clips of this. And as you can tell by how long it's taking to move, and this thing's running on battery power. I don't even have this thing plugged into power. And let's see if it can do it before the battery gets too low. Now, this is only I want to say it's like a 3.5 minute clip that I recorded. And it's saying the job's going to be done in 42 minutes and 11 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording, let it process, or I'll come back when it's about to be done, just before it's done, because I don't think you guys want to sit here for 42 minutes. Okay, well, here is some bad news. I, for some reason, must have muted the microphone on the last part of the clip of the video, the review of the P15v. And so there was like no audio. So I don't think you want to watch all that. What I will do is I will put a small clip of the rendered, a small segment of the rendered video at the end of this. And you can see for yourself basically what it is. I'll probably make it like 20 seconds of it. Not too long, but so that you can see what the video was, because I did play it, and I thought this was recording it, but like I said, apparently I must have hit the mute button on my microphone here, which in turn made it not work. Can't believe I did that, but I've done that kind of stuff in the past. The only thing is I actually caught it. So, without further ado, here's the clip.
Shit's hard to steer.
Well, yeah, it's manual. You didn't realize that?
No.
Oh my god. Sad thing is...
Okay, and as you can see, from what I showed you, the P15v is actually a pretty decently powerful machine. Definitely do not try to do any kind of video editing or anything like that on battery, because everything slows down because it's geared towards saving battery power. When I plugged it in, it actually picked up speed a little bit, and I think it completed it 5 minutes after I did that. So that was my big mistake on that. I should have had it plugged in. Wouldn't have had a problem. The other reason why you didn't see it from the first clip was because I was stupid and didn't have the microphone unmuted. But I think it's a really, really decent machine. Whether you use DaVinci Resolve, I have a feeling it'll probably work just as well with any of the Apple products like Premiere or anything like that. If you're looking for something that's going to save you a battery power and, you know, give you a little bit longer use without being plugged in, this is definitely, any of these workstation style laptops are definitely not it. I would definitely go with the X1 Yoga, the Carbon, because those are thinner, lighter, less powerful when they're not at the same speed level as the workstation ones. They're still powerful. I think I did a video, I'll link it up here, to where, because I believe I did do one on the X1 Yoga, and it wasn't bad because I did run DaVinci Resolve on it. I wouldn't try to do 4K editing. I do 1080 or less. But other than that, like I said, if you're looking for something small, lightweight, you know, decent to do some things, definitely the X1 Yoga. If you're looking for some serious, and I'm probably pretty sure that the P15 will probably play games pretty good, especially with the T600 graphics chip from NVIDIA. But yeah, I mean, if you're looking for something powerful, workstation style, definitely the P15 is the best way to go. So, links to all my social media is down in the video description, along with my link to Subscribestar. And if you like what I do, please like, subscribe, share this. And as I always like to say, have a good day, guys, and take care.